I hope you enjoy this hydrating signature facial that I'm performing on my classmate. First, I'm going to begin by removing the makeup, using a gentle makeup cleanser, making sure that I hold the skin taut on each side of the eye as well as the mouth. I thoroughly enjoy giving signature facials, just being able to help my client relax in the moment, as well as seeing the results. So for me, every service that I perform, I'm going to be doing the inner work as well as the outer work. Now I'm applying the first cleanser. I'm using a pomegranate cleanser, which is a very gentle cleanser, and I'm making sure that I incorporate different massage techniques into cleansing her skin so that we can help break up the sebum. Making sure that I get around the nose. You want to get the chin area as well as her neck and décolleté. Again, the massage movements that I'm using are really helping to relax the client, but also get out any excess dirt, debris, or breaking any of that thick sebum that creates congestion. Now we're doing some cool pesticides technique to make sure that we are getting good circulations throughout her skin. A little tapotment as well as pesticides. So we want to make sure that we're putting in all 5 massage techniques, traditional facial massage techniques that we learned in school. And I hope that you're thoroughly enjoying this. Working around her eye area is very important that you're careful around this area because the skin is thinner and very fragile. We don't want to rub too intensely around her eyes. Definitely get the forehead. Also, make sure you're getting the temporalis above the lip. Get that neck, again, cheeks for sure. And as we're doing this, we do want to make sure that we are pushing some of that lymph. So we do want to incorporate a little bit of the lymphatic drainage as well. So now we're going to take our damp SD wipes, so our 4x4s, and we're wiping away the first cleanser so that we prepare for our skin analysis, which is what I'm going to do next. Make sure that you get everything. You don't want your clients to have any buildup product that you're applying. Always hand sanitize. You're going to learn that in school a lot, making sure that you constantly are sanitizing your hands at every moment. Even when you don't realize you've already done it, just do it again. So I'm covering her eyes with a 4x4 so that we're not irritating her. You don't want to blind your client. We are checking for chest. Chest is circulation, hydration, elasticity, sebum production, and texture. And this, if you are in school, you probably learned about this. It's very important that you do that. But also whenever you get out into the field, into the real world, you still want to make sure when you're doing your skin analysis that you're always checking for, their circulation is good, hydration is great, making sure she understands her skin type, meaning if she has like normal, dry, combination, or oily skin. So do a thorough check. Also check the elasticity, making sure that's good. Skin is bouncing back. If it doesn't, and you notice that your client has maybe not the best elasticity, you could always recommend that they start incorporating some collagen so we can start helping kind of build that collagen reproduction as well as adding that to the system. And then hydration. That's a big one. So I checked for texture. Now I'm going to apply a little aromatherapy for ultimate relaxation. I love to use doTERRA products, so I'm using a doTERRA oil that's called Motivate. I always have my client take deep inhales and exhales through the nose and out through the mouth to really kind of get in that aromatherapy. Gentle presses on her shoulder, so we're activating some of her meridian points, which are basically her acupuncture points. Now we're going in for her second cleanse. The second cleanse, I'm actually using a green tea cleanser, and this is from Skin Script as well. Love this green tea cleanser. It really does hydrate. A little bit goes a long way for sure. It's very thick and it lathers very well, but it also just really invigorates the skin and really helps with like circulation as well as detoxing. So if you haven't checked out Skin Script, I would. They have really, really great products. They've been around for a while. If you're in SC school, you probably have heard of them. Pretty popular brand. If you haven't heard of them, check them out. I'm very fortunate that our school uses SkinScript because not all schools use like top of the line products, and I feel like that is a professional line that really works well. A lot of professionals use the product. They have a great price point, and I just love the product. It smells good, and you really actually do see the results. So throughout this entire treatment, I am actually using SkinScript products. So we're doing a deep cleanse, making sure that we do still incorporate all of those massage techniques that I've done before. You're going to repeat that to make sure, again, that we're breaking up any debris or anything that's deep within the skin, maybe clogging her pores. Also, it's just a good relaxation and then helping with her circulation in her skin. So she's getting like a full body healing facial. Whenever I'm doing facials, I always do mine with massive intention. Like, I make sure that my energy is grounded, and when I'm preparing to work on a client, that I can assist them in grounding their energy. You know, this is energy work. It's really deeper than touch therapy. And with me having a background in meditation, as a meditation therapist, I really studied the body for many, many years. And I've helped people heal from all sorts of different ailments, rather psychologically, physically, and even spiritually. So whenever I am doing and performing a service, I always come in with like deep intention and making sure I'm helping and assisting my client in that moment with helping them heal, you know, internally as well as externally. Of course, we don't learn the internal healing. Well, we learn some, but not a lot in school, in esthetician school. So don't expect that. But, you know, that's what I do because I'm really passionate about what I do and want to help people heal. Again, like I said, from the outside as well as the inside. So now I'm removing the second cleanse with a 4x4, a damp SD wipe. Making sure that we get all of the cleanser off as we are now performing our enzyme. So for her, I use, look, if you notice, she tingled a little bit because it's a little cold. The enzymes are always cold. But I am actually using our papaya. No, actually, sorry. This is the pineapple. Yeah. I'm using the pineapple enzyme. I do like the papaya one though too. But I'm using the pineapple one on her. It's just best for her skin. They have other strengths, but this one is like a medium strength, so it's not too strong. It's a beautiful like exfoliant. So this enzyme exfoliates very well and leaves the skin looking so soft and supple, and it really helps shed that dead skin layer. All right, so it's been on for 7 minutes, and now I'm taking a warm towel and removing her enzyme. Making sure that I press as I'm pressing the warm towel into her face, I actually do make sure that I hit some of the meridian points. And again, that is our acupuncture points in our body. So, you know, the whole facial is a reset. It's not just for the exterior beauty. We're trying to get that inner beauty in too. That's what's most important, because whatever's going on inside is showing up on our skin. It shows up on the outside. So when you're getting a facial, you want to make sure that your person is, you know, experienced, a professional, and knows how to maybe incorporate some little things like acupuncture points to just help you throughout the service, making it a very relaxing treatment, but making sure that you get up off the table feeling like renewed, rejuvenated, and looking your best. Now we're removing the enzyme, and make sure to like remove it very gentle. Take your time. You want to get all the enzyme off. You do not want any leftover enzyme on your skin. Although after a while it stops being activated, but you still just need to be very cautious and very careful with that. So I'm taking my time with this part and just hope that you guys are enjoying it. Again, make sure to get all of the enzyme and make sure that it's all removed. Now we're going in with SkinScript's Cucumber Toner. It is a cooling toner, very hydrating, so we want to balance her pH back down to pH levels that are normal. Of course, when we put the enzyme on, it does raise her pH level. So always make sure to tone afterwards. And now we are going in with our massage oil. This is a healing massage oil. I'm warming it up on the steamer, and we're gonna gently massage her skin. And this is just a very luxe touch, just to be able to have someone, massage your face, actually getting in, helping with your lymphatic drainage. And during the massage, it can really help with sculpting the face as well, doing a sculpting massage. I'm not doing sculpting today, but that's to come in the next video. Today, we're actually just doing a little lymph drainage and making sure that we get in some good circulation. Again, as you see, I am very detailed and take my time in making sure that I'm really touching on her meridian points in her face, her mama points, so that we are helping to relax and decrease her stress hormones. We want to help to relax her. The goal is to activate her parasympathetic system and just get our body more regulated so that we can kind of relax the nervous system, as well as help to regenerate those cells. So once the nervous system is relaxed, then the whole body can relax and go into regulating. And that's ultimately what you want. You need to get the body in relaxation. It's not always all about the exterior beauty. It really is taking care of self inward. So as an esthetician student, I come in with experience, and I really take my role as a student very seriously. I think that the way you start is the way you finish. So it's all in the details. And I'm actually talking her through it so she knows what I'm doing throughout the whole process as I'm touching in. And at this point, I'm just massaging and trying to get some of the knots out of her neck, as well as her upper shoulders. And then as I go up, I am helping with the lymphatic drainage as well. And everyone teaches it differently. This is the way that I was taught, and it actually works. I'm making sure that I get her meridian points in her ear. That is a very sensitive area, but guess what? There's a lot of beautiful things that happen once you push on the ear. You can feel, some people can feel when you push their ear and you just hold in that area, they can feel it all the way down to their toes. The whole body's connected. So it actually hits nerves going from the top of your head all the way down to your toes. Just that little release makes a huge difference. Again, repeating the same side, the same techniques on this side. Those are meridian points in the back of her ear and on her ear. Getting around her nose, her sinuses. If we can help with a little sinus drainage, decrease puffiness, we do that as well. And I am hitting her other meridian points at the forehead as well as around her temporalis. The only thing that I would caution against whenever you're working with the forehead is if any of your clients have Botox or have had injections, always make sure you ask that during your consultation, and just make sure that you're very gentle in that area and that there's been the appropriate time frame between the time that they had the injections and then their facial, because you don't want to obstruct or mess anything up. So always make sure that you ask your client whenever you're working and putting extra pressure around their forehead and the center of their forehead and around their eyes and cheeks. Always ask if they've had Botox and when was the last treatment. I take doing the facial massage. I really take my time with doing it, and I take it very serious because I realize what a facial massage can really do, and the benefits is not just about relaxation. It's actually deeper than that. Now I'm going in because I noticed that she actually has a little more clogged areas around her nose. So not doing some soft extractions. Typically you would do your extractions before your massage. However, sometimes you notice something about your client during or after a certain procedure, and the best thing to do is I'm definitely not going to leave her with clogged pores around her nose, so I'm just going to get in there. Also, because I did the massage, a lot of that oil was seeping into those pores, and I didn't want to put a mask on top of that, and then that penetrates as well. Yes, we want the oil to penetrate in her skin. However, I don't want it to be clogged. So therefore, I just made sure I just went around her nose. You know, that extra touch goes a long way, because once we're done with this facial, that nose is going to be flawless. I don't want her to get home and realize that the sides of her nose are a little clogged. So she didn't need deep extractions, nor did she want them. So again, I just did light extractions to kind of just help pull away some of that debris on top and around her nose, and just checking any other areas around her face to see if she's good. Going that extra step really does go a long way. Of course, people do extractions at different parts of the service, but usually you do it right after your enzyme and before your massage. But I chose to do it right after my massage and right before my mask. To each his own, and everyone's taught differently as well. This is just what worked for me. So here we go. I think she liked it too anyways, because her skin was even softer after I did the enzyme as well as after I did her massage. So anything that she had left over, it came right up. So I might be doing my extractions in this order going forward. I don't know. Everybody's different, but this just might work for me. As you can see, I really enjoy extractions. I just love facials, period. I really do. Alright, so now I'm going in with the Skin Script Cucumber Toner again. So we're going to tone our skin, balance that pH. Also, wiping any excess, anything that's left over, the oil and stuff. We're just going to get some of that off the skin as well. And now we're going in with our Goji Berry Mask, which I absolutely love this. This, of course, is by Skin Script too. And it is just the most cooling mask. It almost has a flint up, just a little bit of mint flavor. You can smell it, but then also the skin tingles just a bit. So, excuse me, guys. I'm not editing what I'm talking about because I like my videos to be super authentic. So, yep. But yeah, so we're putting the Goji Berry Mask on. You'll absolutely love this. If you haven't tried this by Skin Script, gotta try it. Have your professional esthetician do this mask on you. If they don't use Skin Script, then have them do it. Now, granted, there are tons of amazing brands that are not Skin Script. Okay, so I'm not just saying they're the best, but I'm just blessed that our school uses it. I think it's a really great professional product, and so far so good. I love their products. So this is really, really good because it's deeply hydrating. It's also just great to like the tingling feeling that it leaves. It is very helping with the circulation of your skin as well. So it helps with circulation, deep hydration, and it also has some beautiful, like the goji berry that's in it is very good for antioxidants as well. So it's like a triple complex situation because you're getting benefits from this mask on so many levels. So I let the mask sit on for 10 minutes. So now I'm removing it. Of course, I fast forwarded the video. So now we're going to remove the mask with a nice warm hot towel, making sure we hit all of those points, pressing gently but with pressure. A firm pressure on the skin. You're hitting certain meridian points as you're removing the mask. So every step that you're doing in the signature facial, with every step that I do in a signature facial is intentional. I don't just go through the motions. I literally am like taking my time and very conscious and aware of everything I touch. Every point on her face, her shoulders, her décolleté, her neck, every point that I touch, her ears, behind her ears, even her scalp. I'm very, very intentional with every movement and aware of what is this movement, what is this technique doing, not just for her skin externally, but also internally for her well-being. Now we're making sure we remove all of the excess product from the goji berry mask. Her skin is looking so good. I just love the hydration already. It's like, it just is like different from before and after. Now we are finishing up with a vitamin C complex moisturizer. Oh my goodness, this moisturizer smells amazing. Not only does it smell good, it's just really, really good for tightening, brightening, lightening. Like it really does some wonders on the skin. So we love a good vitamin C complex moisturizer right after that enzyme, and it's not too tingly, not too strong so that the client is irritated. Like it still has that calming effect, but what it's doing to the skin as far as hydration is just like top tier. So make sure you work that moisturizer in. Now we're going in with our sunscreen, patting it on at first so that it's not, make sure that we're covering the entire face by patting it on the skin. We've already massaged enough for this facial, so you don't want to do too much massaging right now, but also you got to be careful with certain sunscreens. When you put them, your SPF on top of your moisturizer, if you rub it in, it can have the tendency to kind of roll and kind of coagulate. So you just want to make sure that you pat it in gently, covering all areas of the face, but not doing too much. That's a little tick, if I can speak. That's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the Hydrating Supple Facial, the healing facial from me, Mecca, and my company is Therapy. I'll see you outside once I graduate. Sending you guys so much love.